Hey y'all, I am Liv Smith. I am a 2020 graduate of the Ethnic Studies Department, and I'm super excited to celebrate with you, even asynchronously, for the 10-year anniversary. So I chose to come to the Ethnic Studies Department when I was at my community college getting my associate's degree, and I took what was coded as a World Lit class, but basically all we read were works by non-male, non-European American authors. And I was captivated, and I asked the professor, what is this? And she pointed me in the direction of ethnic studies, and I ended up at CU Denver. Once out there, I of course learned all the skills that prepped me for my next steps of going to law school, which was all the academic. I can read a paper, I can write a paper, I can analyze words and works. But more importantly, I learned a lot of emotional intelligence that I think is lacking in academia. For me, the big ones were compassion and fearlessness. So compassion is something that there isn't a lot of space for in our world, and in academics especially. And ethnic studies requires you to be compassionate to yourself and to others. It requires you to have grace for yourself when you say things that you realize later are biased or bigoted. And it requires compassion for other people because they're going to say the exact same things when they come in. We're all born with biases and we're not really taught to challenge them, most of us. Fearlessness is built into that, in that every time I was challenged, I had to be willing to face that challenge, right? Like, I'm somebody who will jump off mountains and will whitewater raft level 5s, but wasn't always willing to challenge my own perceptions and beliefs because that'll rock you to your core so much more. And ethnic studies has no space for that. If you want to be successful in the field, you have to be able to be fearless with yourself and with others. And in law school, that has served me, because in law school, you're challenging really old ideas day in and day out, and you're challenging very diverse ideas with classmates and with professors. And I'm able to challenge them in a way that no longer unseats me or maybe scares me to the point of shutting down, but I also am able to have compassion for them because of how they were raised or how they perceive the world or what they think. It doesn't not anger me, but I have compassion in my anger. And I think ethnic studies is important because it requires us to embrace curiosity. We're not allowed to be uncurious in this field. And I think all fields would say that, but I think that ethnic studies especially requires you to ask why, and asks you to go how, and asks you to be incredibly inquisitive about the people around you, because they're the people who are making ethnic studies. They're telling you their realities and their histories and what they see and perceive and feel. And we don't get that in other spaces in our life. We don't get that in other ways in our lives. And I like to think of it as, so many things will tell you curiosity killed the cat. I've heard it in law school. But ethnic smiles, oh my goodness, ethnic studies is either, and satisfaction brought it back, or just loves to have that little Cheshire smile in the corner going, did it kill the cat? Okay, let's talk about that. This degree is incredibly important. The fact that it's only been around for 10 years is a bit of a shame, but is also absolutely worth celebrating every time we step into the classroom, because this is the degree that will change the world and will allow the students of it to usher in their own families and their own communities in a way that other degrees just don't have. So I am so excited to have been a part, even briefly, that's my pet bird, for 10 years, or for 2 of the 10 years, and I wish I could be there to celebrate. I graduate in May, so whoever's around, let's grab a drink.